You just tell it like it is.
Yep.
Well, you do have a lot of experience with the dating world, having been on Bachelor and having been on Bachelor in Paradise. Or do you keep up with all that's going on? I mean, there's so much going on in Bachelor Nation these days.
I'm not really keeping up to like where I'm watching it. I kind of see like the things they say about it on socials. And something that caught my eye recently is, let's see what all the buzz is about for the new Bachelorette. I don't know what her name is even.
Katie.
And I was looking at that and I've seen it a few times, and literally every time I've seen it in my head, I'm like, what buzz? Literally no one gives a fuck about this new Bachelorette season. Not one person cares. And I'm sorry to say it, but I just don't think she's that interesting. If she was interesting, I would know who she is. I'm not saying she's a bad person or I don't like her. I just don't think there's a buzz around it at all.
I would agree with that. I think there's still a buzz about like Matt James' season and what happened and what's going to happen. Like that to me is the buzz, right?
Yeah, but they're saying we'll see what all the buzz is about with the new Bachelorette. And I just don't think there's a buzz around that.
Right. I would agree. Listen, I watched the season. There's two. They've chosen two and they're going to do it back to back. I have my own thoughts on why they've done that, but
I do too.
What are your thoughts? We're both looking at each other like we're probably thinking the exact same thing. We don't have to say it, but if we're both looking at each other.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So yeah. All right. So we're on the same page.
People aren't dumb. I think everyone really sees that.
Right. Which is okay, but it's just like stunt, whatever. What do you think about the whole, like Chris Harrison and like being canceled because of Rachel Lindsay, because of Rachel Lindsay, because of that chat? Like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about Chris?
Listen, I don't think that Rachel is wrong. I support Rachel completely. Rachel's, always had my back and is a very good friend of mine. And I don't think she was wrong. Like, but I also don't really know how to word this because I can't get canceled on your podcast. I can only get canceled on mine.
Yeah, and I don't want you to get canceled. And I say that all the time. Like, first of all, I have to tell you, if I didn't
racism is never okay. That's what I'm going to start with. Racism is never okay. It's not something I ever like was a part of at all. And Chris Harrison, I understand that, like, I didn't see that Chris Harrison was like, yay, racism. You know what I mean? I don't think that that's like, he wasn't trying to be racist. I'm trying to see like where he was coming from. And like, I get that he said wrong words and like poor decision of words, but I don't think that he should have lost his job for it. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. I mean, I think that's the thing with cancel culture. Like, we're going and canceling all these people, and like, we need to look at the intent behind it.
Listen, there's people that are canceled that absolutely should have been canceled, like Taylor Mocha. Like, that was flat out racism. That's disgusting. Right. And like, Demi wearing a jacket with the slave flag on it, like, that's not cool, So there's like a line that like should never be crossed, but then there's like a line where it's like, okay, like, let's like give this person a chance to like say what they mean here before we just, not no reason, but just, do you get what I'm trying to say?
I do.
I haven't had enough coffee yet, but yeah, no to racism. It's horrible. I've grown up in a house where I didn't see anyone differently than me. I was friends with everybody. My family welcomes everybody in. I didn't grow up like that. And I don't think that it's okay at all. So
I get it. I understand what that makes sense. What about, do you think The Bachelor, like if Chris is gone forever, which I guess we don't even really know about, like, do you think, because there's all these people that are saying like, we're not going to watch anymore. Do you think that's just BS, or like, are they really not going to watch because of Chris?
Well, first of all, I don't think they're going to watch because the show has just not been that good. Honestly, I just like, don't think it's been that good. And I don't I don't know that. I don't know. I mean, you'll definitely have those people that like wanted Chris Harrison canceled from that are like, I'm not going to watch, and like, okay, so do your thing. Don't watch then. I mean, whatever. But also the show just isn't that good.
Maybe it's just time to say it's been a huge, long run and it's just time to move on.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yep. The problem is that after my season, and this always sounds so conceited, but it's just the truth. They've tried to reenact or get another Corinne or make it more of a comedy since changing it up with me. And I changed the show forever, whether people want to admit it or not. It is what it is. And you can't recreate greatness. No, I'm just kidding. But you can't recreate another person. Like, you can't just try and do the same thing again and again. It's not going to work. I'm me, and there's only one me.
I definitely agree with that. Did they, and we'll get into that in 2 seconds too, because I have something to say. Did they cast you? Because like I've talked to other people that were like basically, oh, I was cast as the girl that would have gone home the second week. Like, did they cast you in that role, or you just were you and they had no idea?
It just happened. I think Bachelor was still kind of like Bachelor at the time, and then I just like blew shit up.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't cast as that. It just happened.
When did you first realize? Did you realize you were blowing things up when you were filming? Like, it wasn't, you couldn't tell any type of edit that you were getting. Like, you were just there and like living and doing your thing.
Yeah. And it was funny because I think I've told this story before. I don't know. But one of the last weeks I was there, the producers took me out to dinner, which was like cool. And they were like, we were sitting in the restaurant, and one of the producers was like, Corinne, like, we're not going to be able to like sit here and just have a normal dinner in a few weeks. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you're going to blow up. Like, shit's going to hit the fan for you. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like trying to tell me. I was like, no, it's not. Like, whatever. Like in my mind, I was just doing me, and everyone else was doing the same shit. So I had no idea.
And then did you believe them? Because like, I mean, when you are still filming and they're like, let's go out to dinner, that's kind of what the hell's going on?
It was a thing. It was a thing. It was definitely a thing. I think they had it planned, but I was not in on the plan. They were just kind of letting me they're like, all right, let's see what Corinne's going to do here. And I know that from actually talking to Nick after the fact on his podcast. He was like, yeah, we kind of like set you up in certain ways to like see what you would do because you were funny. So I'm like,
you were like a producer's wet dream.
Yeah.
You took your naps. You still like your naps.
I need my naps.